Unfortunately, despite progress in medicine, cancer remains a leading cause of death worldwide. And the question is why? There are many reasons why cancer remains incurable in many cases. But the question is, what can we do in order to change it? How can we improve the cure rate of cancer? So there are many important things to remember. First of all, the best chance to cure cancer is when we start the treatment when the cancer size is at its minimum. To kill a small number of cancer cells is much easier than to kill a large number of cancer cells that metastasize all over the body, which may be impossible. When is the best time to apply smart treatment against cancer? At the beginning of the disease. Because at the beginning of the disease, after first conventional treatment, whether it is surgery in the case of solid tumors, or combination of chemotherapy in the case of hematological malignancy, leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, etc., the patients usually reaches a stage of minimal disease. I would suggest that about 90% of the patients reach a stage of minimal disease, sometimes invisible disease, after chemotherapy or after surgery. The problem is that that is the best time to cure the patient. And this is not what oncologists normally recommend. If they don't see any cancer after the treatment, they tell the patient to go and come only later for checkup after 6 months or only when signs of disease return. That's too late. The best chance to cure cancer is when you start in the beginning. First of all, because usually after the first treatment, the patient is at the Olympic minimum. Usually you will never reach a lower number of malignant cells as compared with after the conventional treatment. Number two, before all the loads of chemotherapy that they give one after the other, the immune system is impaired. In the beginning, the immune system of the patient is fully competent. So if you want to apply immunotherapy, this is the best time, before the immune system is destroyed by chemotherapy and radiation. And thirdly, in order to improve the treatment of cancer, it's also important to use stronger anti-cancer modalities. And the immunotherapy that is used today is effective, but not always effective in order to cure the cancer. Why? Because they either activate patients' immune system cells, and patients' immune system cells are not very different from cancer cells. And therefore, they cannot fight very specifically against cancer cells. They can induce anti-cancer immunity, but they cannot eliminate the last cancer cell. In contrast, and this is our discovery, if you use intentionally mismatched lymphocytes, intentional lymphocytes can reject cancer cells and not even leave one cell alive. There's no immunotherapy that can eliminate cancer cells and not leave one cell alive. Furthermore, we have a new patent which we are now strongly begin to develop towards clinical application, that number one, will based on the use of intentionally mismatched pre-activated killer cells in order to kill all existing cancer cells, while in parallel inducing immunity against recurrent disease. Something like this is not yet in existence and in any of the available anti-cancer modalities. So we are very hopeful that our new patent, combining mismatched pre-activated killer cells on the one hand to kill existing minimal disease, ideally at the first stage following conventional treatment, followed by automatic induction of anti-cancer immunity against recurrent disease, seems to be the ideal approach. Whether I'm right, future will tell.